Hello, everybody. Ryan here for another piece of content. And today I'm very excited because I have a dear friend of mine, TSG Corta. He's the founder of dvfx.com. And he's going to give you few tips and advice on how to use email marketing to grow your business. Tiz, how are you today?
I'm very good. I'm very excited to be here. Let's make this happen.
Great. Can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you grew DVFX and what you guys do exactly?
Yes, of course. So very briefly about myself. I got started in this industry thanks to you. We attended a seminar together 5 or 6 years ago, I believe.
Yeah.
And that's how it all started with email marketing. There was someone on stage at the time. I can't remember the name who it was. And eventually he was obviously pitching his own product, but the training part was, well, if you build an email list, then good things will happen in your life. And he was pitching how to build a business based off email. So that's how I got started. I started publishing articles at the time in the Forex space on a website called Design Articles. And obviously the idea was you would publish a lot of articles, you would publish a lot of content. It was kind of, blog or blogging 0.0, right? It was like
Yes.
before even blogging came around. So you would publish the article, people would read at the bottom of the article, they would see a resource box, and it would be something along the lines of, if you enjoyed this, you can go here and download a free guide, a free book, a free blueprint from this and that. They would click on that link, and then they would go to a squeeze page and eventually enter their email, be redirected to a page where they would download the ebook. But most importantly, now they would be in your list.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I started. That's how I started kind of building the list. I didn't have much money at the time. It was just a matter of me writing the articles and building the list. And so over time, naturally, the list grew bigger and bigger. And, it was really profitable. We were sending emails and we were promoting initially affiliate products, and then we started having our own products. This was in the Forex space, like I mentioned. And so what happened is gradually we started as educators in Forex. We were selling education products, teaching people how to trade and invest in markets. And then eventually some brokers started approaching me and say, "Hey, dude, you've got all these leads. Would you be interested in sending us some leads?" I said, "Yeah, sure, no problem. It's just an extra product for me to promote."
Yeah.
So the bond, so to speak, the collaboration grew stronger and stronger, up to the point where they started saying, "Look, dude, I don't know how you're generating your leads. We don't know what you're doing with them, but actually, they're really good leads. What is it that you're doing?" And so eventually, we started working more and more closely with brokers and with companies in general, helping them better monetize their database, helping them get more clients, get better quality clients through email marketing and automated email marketing.
It's a great story, it is. And I would like to know today, in 2017, how small business can integrate email marketing in their marketing mix.
Of course, of course. As I'm sure you would agree, the very first thing any business needs to do, whether small, big, is build an email list.
Absolutely.
It's as simple as that. Clearly, it's very difficult to do email marketing if you don't have an email database. So number one, build an email list, and you don't need to be like a digital marketing pro or a technical pro to build an email list. We all have email lists. We just don't know about it, right?
Absolutely.
You can even build an email list without a website. You kind of don't need to be like this, genius of things. For example, if you're a coach or if you're a consultant or a small business, your contacts on LinkedIn are an email list, in the sense that LinkedIn will allow you to download the email addresses of the people that you're connected with. So that's an email list. To a certain extent, your Facebook contacts are an email list in the sense that you can update your status, you can post things. So A, you can communicate with them that way, and B, you can promote something that eventually will drive them to a quiz page or your website somewhere where they will opt in. How would I integrate email marketing to the marketing mix? So step number one, start building an email list. And step number two, if you're a small business, the very first thing you want to do is you want to start building a relationship of trust with your subscribers. So what I would say is, and especially small businesses, I know you have to, you wear 1,000 different hats. You have to do a lot of different things. Just maybe start sending one email per month or every 2 weeks. Just send something out. Even if it's just to say, Happy Valentine's Day, or here's something that I read that I thought you would find interesting. Essentially, get your clients, your audience used to email marketing, and then you will see that naturally, the more content you put out, the more business people will want to do with you. So, you don't need to have like a fancy website. You don't need to have a fancy product. Just the simple fact that you're giving people content, that you're communicating with them, I can guarantee will translate into more business for you.
It's very exciting, Tiz. Can you maybe share with us a story on how you helped a client of yours grow their sales or maybe increase market share thanks to email marketing?
Yeah, sure, of course. Okay, I'll just there's many stories. I'll just share a couple.
Yeah.
One was it was a very small company. They were based in here in London. They were providing financial services. They were doing very small loans to charities, for example. And so the issue they had is that they had a great product. They didn't have a big sales team. They didn't have a big marketing budget, and they wanted to generate more leads. So that's an example of where they had an email database of people who they knew were interested in raising cash. They had a database of charities who they knew were interested in raising cash, but they had never heard about this specific company. So we knew they had a need. They had never heard of the company. So what we did there is I think it was an 8-step engagement campaign, whereby we started giving content to the database. We started sending emails. I think it was an email a week, and so that the audience started to understand that there were alternative ways of raising finance, so that these charities who were in the database, we started educating them on, look, there are different ways you can raise finance, and these are some of the ways. And naturally, as we progressed further down the campaign, this audience trusted, they understood their problem, they understood that there were solutions, and they kind of started trusting the business more and more, to the point that eventually a number of them actually picked up the phone and rang up the company and say, hey, I've been getting these great content emails, great value from you guys. I understand, we can borrow money from you. How can we do it? So that's kind of a cold email approach. That's an approach where we had a database, they've never heard of you. How do we get them to do business with you?
Just getting the relationship started.
Exactly, yeah. Getting the relationship started from pretty much nowhere. Okay, now clearly, if you're posting on Facebook, or if you're getting contacts off LinkedIn, then you already have a relationship with those people. You're a step ahead. This is kind of an extreme example. Now, the key thing here is, and I guess the devil is in the detail, is not spamming people. So it's all about, how did you acquire the list? There are ways that are legal whereby you can buy or you can rent lists. There's good providers and there's bad providers in every industry. There are legal ways you can use other people's lists, and that is not spamming. There are some very not legal ways of using other people's lists, which will amount to spam.
Absolutely. So, what is for you the best way to start building a list? One simple thing any business owner can do.
Um, okay, so it kind of yeah, it kind of depends on what business you are in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to oversimplify things here and say, let's say you're in B2B to start with. Okay, so if you're
Mm-hmm.
in B2B space, it's actually really simple. If you have a LinkedIn account, which most people, especially if you're doing B2B sales, should have,
Absolutely.
or everyone should have, right? So then chances are that the people you're connected with on LinkedIn are already somehow related to what you do, and they are potential customers of yours. So that's really easy. Go into LinkedIn, download as a CSV file, email addresses, and off you go. You've got a list. Okay. Now, let's say you're in the B2C space. So chances are, if you're doing business to consumer, chances are, you don't have that kind of LinkedIn approach. So
Yes.
you need to go kind of a very different route. So, Facebook may not necessarily work for you because the people you'll have on Facebook will be more personal friends and family, maybe. So what I recommend is just start pushing content out there. Okay. Put yourself out there. Your content is never going to be perfect. It's never going to be good enough or as good as you would like to be. And look, I mean, what matters is what makes you an expert is you just need to be one step ahead of the person who's reading what you have to say. You don't have to be, the most advanced expert in your field, if that even exists. You just need to be one step ahead of your clients or your potential clients. So, just put content out there. You can you can publish videos for free on YouTube. You can publish blog posts on your blog. You can do guest blogs. You can publish on LinkedIn. You can publish on Facebook. So there's all these platforms. Start putting content out there. Make sure that at the end of every piece of content, in one way or another, whether it's text, video, audio, podcast, and so on, there is always a call to action that drives them back to a website, to your website, where people can enter their email address and get on your list.
Okay, so great advice, Tiz. And obviously, you can go about it alone, or you can use a company like yours to create those campaigns and grow their list. So, where can people find more about you, Tiz, and DVFX?
Yes, of course. So, um, what? So, we don't provide lists. We don't
Mm-hmm.
sell lists. We don't rent lists.
Mm-hmm.
What we do is we help businesses build their list. So we help them with landing pages, sales funnels, more kind of the conversion side of things. You've got 100 people coming to your website. How do we make sure that you're extracting the most value out of those 100 people? So things like landing page optimization, copy on your website, lead magnets, and so on. And then that's kind of on the lead generation side of things. On the monetization side of things, as you mentioned, we do done for you email campaigns. The aim here is any business has a database. We help businesses to generate the most sales, the most revenue, the most client lifetime value out of their existing database. People can go to dvfx.com. That's dvfx.com. There's a bunch of free resources, free videos, guides, webinars, etc. that people can watch. And yeah, they can get in touch through that. And yeah, happy to speak to anyone who may need help.
Thank you very much, Tiz. We learned a lot, and everybody, I'll put the link for dvfx.com below the video. I really encourage you to check out what Tiz has to offer, and I see you until next time. Bye, Tiz.
Bye bye.